Machine podcast. My name is Lindsay. This is a fiber arts podcast. I'm a crocheter, a knitter, and a spinner. And in today's episode, it is kind of like a fix it, frog it, finish it February. And I did some of that. And I kind of got in the hang of doing it. So I want to show you what I've done, discuss it. And also want to show you what I finished, my projects that I finished, the projects I'm still working on, and the projects that I'm going to start working on. So let's get started. Grab some. I have water today because I already had a cup of coffee. Yeah, I haven't had coffee in months. And the reason I don't drink coffee anymore is because I clearly have a coffee problem. Like, it upsets my stomach. And so this was like a shot of espresso with a lot of espresso. A shot of espresso with a lot of cream, a lot of creamer. And in an attempt to make a cappuccino, you know, but I don't have a frother. So, well, that was a long explanation that didn't need to take place. What are you drinking? What are you working on? Come on, let's do it together while I explain to you the nonsense that is my making life. And that's only because, you know, I drank coffee and I'm talking too much. So let's get started. So for February, I wanted to fix it, I wanted to frog it, or I wanted to finish it. And I'll start with what I fixed first. I did a lot of mending for my kids' clothes and for my partner's socks. He has just run through these socks and he was complaining about, oh no, now I have to go buy new socks, you know. And I said, no, can I mend them for you? And they're, you know, commercial socks. And he was like, sure. So I mended a bunch of his socks and he really is very happy about that. And so am I. No, I'm very excited that I was able to do that. Now, I will say I got this little kit from Fiber Space in Alexandria. It's a lovely store. I love that place. I love it because, first of all, the people are super duper nice. But then secondly, they have nice stuff. So this little kit is what I picked up. It has something that you put through the hole of the sock, and then you use like these teeth or this heddle and secure it with a rubber band, and then kind of make a warp by going up and over and up and over and up and over like that, and then going across like that. So, but when you go up and up and up like that, you're doing the warp, and then under, over, under, over, under, over, across, which is the weft, under, over, under, over, under, over, and you know, like that. And then that kind of weaves together the whole. And so now you have this woven piece in the sock, which if it's going to extend the life of your sock, then I think that's great. There's a few other things I need to work on, which I'd like to show you. The first of which is this little baby sweater. I did not knit this. This is machine knit. I love it. I love it so much. First of all, I love the detailing on the arm. You see, like at the bottom, it's kind of, it's connected at the top, but it's kind of sewn together at the bottom. I kind of like that detail. I wonder what that's called. If anyone knows, if maybe this is just a set-in sleeve, I don't know. But I mean, it looks like a set-in sleeve, but I don't know how this is constructed, and I'd love to know how that's constructed. At any rate, there is a little hole in the neckline, and there's a little hole right there, and these are little tiny holes. And I have a friend who is a hand-me-down lady, just like I am. Love a good hand-me-down. And this sweater is so nice and warm, and I would hate for it to not get used again. So I'm going to mend it and send it to my friend who's about to have a baby. So that's gonna get worked on. She's about to have this baby in a month, so I better get on it, right? Yep. And then another thing that I'm frogging. My friend asked me to make a baby blanket, and she picked all the colors. I picked the yarn, but she picked the colors. And this stitch, this is crocheted. This stitch is glorious. And I would love to use this stitch somewhere else. This is, I don't know what the name of this stitch is, but it doesn't go in the back. And so I'm thinking, well, I don't have enough yarn to finish this baby blanket. So, and I waited and I waited. And this child is 2. He's going on 2, right? Probably 2 right now. 1 or 2, something like that. And I have this yarn, so I think I'm just going to make a vest for him with the same stitch pattern. And then I don't have to worry about having enough yarn because I already know I have enough. So that's one. The others are, so those, that's a frogget. Another fix-it is this. I made this blanket when I was pregnant for my son, so that's forever ago. It's really okay, except for that he cut the edging by accident. So I'm just gonna hem the edging up and then it will be back in commission. I'm going out of order. A frogget. This pattern, I made this after I had my daughter, who's my second child. And I have to be honest with you, the body has changed, okay? I've picked up a little bit of weight, which on a small frame doesn't, you know, it looks like I'm carrying more weight than I am. I only probably picked up 5 pounds. And just like everything's more voluptuous. And yeah, I don't think this is a top for women who've breastfed. So this is from, I wonder if it's inside out. Yeah, it's inside out. So this is a pattern from Two of Wands. It was a super duper easy pattern. I twisted the strap, but you see it's really, really cute, but it will not hold the girls. The girls are not doing what they were supposed to do. Let me just show you this. This is such a nice, easy, simple construction. I really enjoyed it. You can see that you start off with the like little bralette first and then attach. I loved it. I loved working on it, but then it didn't fit because I was really concerned about, first of all, the straps weren't thick enough and I need a full support bra. And I was like, okay, so people are going to see the straps. I wonder if I can do something about that. And then spillage, don't want that. So this is for you if you don't have any kids, you've never breastfed. This is the top for you. I'll try and figure out the name of it and put it down below. But it's getting frogged. Because who am I going to give it to? I can't give it to my mom. My mom has less décolletage in the décolletage than I do. But also just like, it's too big for her. And yeah. C'est la vie. C'est la vie. Lastly, is my husband's sweater. Hi, hello. He wears the elbows out. This is 100% cotton yarn. That's the closest match I have. And I'm not on a yarn diet. I don't like that phrase. Because like, we're all budgeting. We're all on a budget, right? So buy what you can afford. But I really want to work through my stash. And this is 100% cotton. This is probably some kind of wool polyester blend. I haven't even looked. Yeah, washable wool. So it, yeah, it's wool and acrylic. It says Lina, which the only reason I know what Lina is because of Lina magazine. Thank you so much. So it's wool and acrylic and some sort of polyamide. And so he, you know, I'm surrounded by people who do not want to break the bank and just keep buying new clothes. And, you know, the state of our clothes is not as well made as it used to be, because this sweater's not that old and he's already worn a hole in his other sweater. I'm going to crochet patches and put them on here because I don't have time to go through the knitting process. But there's also, if I can find it, if turned into I could find it. So these are suede cowhide elbow patches for sweaters and jackets that my mother-in-law got for me to apply to his sweaters, or for her to apply them, because she was like, dude, you know, and he is stubborn. So he was like, I don't need it. And now he's like, can you put it on there? And so these patches are going for his other sweater that he's currently wearing. I'll just put these on there as sort of like to mitigate the already unraveling of his life. You know, so updates for all of my fix-its, because I really actually like fixing and frogging things. It seems very productive to me, and I like to be productive if nothing else. So there's that for fix it, frog it, finish it February. Nothing to finish. I did finish 2 unrelated objects, and I'd like to share those with you right now. So I have I have a free pattern from Lion Brand from many moons, many years ago. And it is for a placemat. It's called a Catalina placemat. I used the yarn that was suggested. It's like a cotton, mercerized cotton from Lion Brand. I'll see if I can put like something on the screen for that. But this is what came out. I didn't have enough yarn, but we still love it nonetheless. This is just knits and purls. And I really enjoyed this. I enjoyed it because it was my first time following a chart for just knits and purls. And I love the pattern. I love the feel of it. You know, I'll buy this yarn and make a sweater out of it, or like a little top. I didn't know it was this soft. I did not know. So, note to self. But yeah, we put the, I have a little teapot, so we put the teapot on it. I think I'm going to make a tea cozy. Maybe not with the same yarn, but I did find a pattern in one of my crochet books for a tea cozy. So maybe, but I love it. I think it's amazing. And I'm going to make more because they were super duper fun and super duper easy and useful. Useful is the word. Second thing, is the Musselburgh hat, which I called, I think, the Musselburgh hat in my last episode. It is basically a tube, and this is the top, and you start here with your increases, and you knit, 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 and then you get to the bottom. I made a mistake at the bottom. When I read patterns, if it says, wait till you get to 16 stitches on your needles, I'm on 2 different needles, it's 32, right? I'm adding them up. I'm like 16 and 16 instead of 8 and 8. So that happened here. And so I've got some like rapid whatever. I'm fine. I'm not going to lose it. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm okay. I'm okay. So you just take this little tube and you go in it to the top. And even with my mistakes, which are, you know, I'm a mistake lady. I make mistakes. I used from Bella Studios. I think Bella Studios or Bella Studios. This beautiful, beautiful yarn. It's called Copper Harbor. And it is just gorgeous. And I'm so excited to stick these in some socks as like a scrappy sock. So just happy. I'm just a happy lady right now with my hat. And as soon as I finished it, the temperature dropped. And now I'm walking around with my hat. And then the temperature got back up again and I'm still just walking around with my hat. I love it. I love this hat. So, yeah. Yeah. So those are my two finished objects, and I have a work in progress. Is this the episode where I just talk about all my husband's stuff? My man's stuff. I talk about my man's stuff. This is a sock for his little big foot. There's 7 inches to the cuff. This is a slip stitch heel with a heel flap and gusset with a contrasting yarn. This is a sock set that I got from Explore Knits and Fibers from their National Parks collection. I believe it's called Everglades. And I'm almost done with this sock, and I promised myself when I got finished with this sock, I would start something else. Because my feet, I'd have been finished with both socks by now, if we're being completely honest. Because this is, I don't even knit, I only knit less than 5 inches. So this is 5 inches from here to here. I know that because I know. No, 7 inches, 7 inches from here to here. For me, I only knit 5. So already we're starting with that. I believe I'll have enough yarn, but again, look how big this silly foot is. So as soon as I finish it, I'm going to start on another project, and I'd like to share that with you. Okay, so what's in here? Well, you probably saw it's the Kuutar beret. This is a pattern from Sari Nordlund, and she has the Kuutar beret. This is how my desk gets dirty, by the way. She has a Kuutar beret in like a Kuutar family. So she's got a Kuutar cardigan, a Kuutar pullover, a Kuutar tank, a Kuutar beanie. And I love berets. I made a beret for myself. It didn't fit. I gave it to my dog, Buddha. And Buddha was like, why am I wearing a hat? This was when she was a little tiny puppy. Just full of little rambunctious puppy. Now she's a little old lady. So again, so my philosophy on yarn buying, let me just say it again, because it needs to be said to more people, more than one person. I buy yarn as a collector. I'm a collector of nice things. We all have budgets, and you know, I take $30 and purchase a skein of yarn because I'm like, this is gorgeous. I need this in my collection. And I don't just take away the little air quotes and just say it's my yarn collection. It's also a stash, but it's also a collection. And when I purchased this yarn, it was just one, you know, and it's Explore Knits and Fibers, and it is in the colorway, I think, Good Natured. And I adore it so much. You cannot imagine how much I adore it. This pattern calls for DK weight yarn. So this is fingering, and you knit it with a lace weight yarn. And I decided to go with Knitting for Olive silk mohair. They're very glorious together. This is in the color, Rose Clay. Rose Clay. So Rose Clay on the top and Good Natured on the bottom. You can't go wrong with those kind of names. You can't. So I want to show you my swatch. Of course I did a swatch. I'm only a little neurotic, and also it's lace. Here we have it. It's super duper soft. First time using silk mohair, and the rumors are true. The rumors are true. It's a sticky, soft substance. And like if someone wanted to name like their cinnamon rolls or their cinnamon buns, Sticky Stuffs, this is the mohair collection of my cinnamon rolls. Honey, it would work every time. But you know, you gotta get a good filling. I would definitely put jam on the inside of that cinnamon roll. She says, you know, the wheel's turning. The only thing about this is that you can't see my yarn overs on the one side. You can see them clearly on, what side is that? The left side. So you can see them very clearly on the left side, but you can't see the yarn overs very clearly on the right. You could see them on the back very clearly, but they're not as visible. And I think that has something to do with the way that I knit, because I'm a continental knitter. So I'm going to pay extra attention into not closing that yarn over gap when I start this, which is when I finish that big sock that I got going on. So you're probably wondering really quickly why I have these two yarns out. These two yarns are related to, these two yarns are hand spun. These are two hand spun yarns. This yarn I thought, oh, I think I'll retwist it so it's tighter. And it's loose, and I might still, I'm not gonna use it anytime soon. So I might, part of my fix it, frog it, finish it February. Let me go get the dog real quick. I know, Boots, I know. How dare they? How doggone dare they? So this hand spun is spun very well. This hand spun needs a little bit more twist in it, but it's so, both of them are so squishy. I love it. So I was going to use these in a pattern from the books that I got from the library, which I want to share what books I got from the library with you. I don't know if you can see this, but I didn't like how the contrast was. I didn't think there was enough contrast between, you can't even see that. I didn't think there was, this is a tiny swatch, but I didn't think there was enough contrast. And I've never done a colorwork sock. And that's it. That's it. So I think what I'm going to do is just use this yarn for something new and fresh and add more twist to this one for March. So the book that I got the pattern from, and I've got 3 books from the library. I love the library. I'm a library enthusiast, a library proponent. I love it. I used to work for the library in New York as an ESL instructor and loved it. Loved it. So this is the book that I picked up from the library. This is called Charming Colorwork Socks by Charlotte Stone. She always has these amazing, amazing patterns. And this is the pattern that I was trying to do with that little colorwork swatch. And I gotta tell you, I would have to pick up a really cool blue and then just use yarn that I have, but I just didn't feel like the contrast for this was enough from that. I'm an adult, right? We're all adults. We know how to make it work. So what I thought about using for these 2 colors, it got dark, so I wanted to turn a light on real quick, was for this pattern right here. But when you look at it, it has more of a bluish, light blue with a little bit more red, and there's just a little bit more contrast than these 2 colors in this picture. But this is beautiful, just lovely. The other 2 books I got from the library that I kind of use as just like I like looking through it. I'm not going to be designing any kind of knits anytime soon, but I just like looking at stitch pattern books. And so I got this Japanese knitting stitch Bible, which I think is really, really, really pretty. And I got this one, Japanese knitting stitches. I have tons of crochet stitch dictionaries, so I didn't need to go to the store and get all that, but I just want to show you some pictures. Like look at that. That's just gloriously pretty. And then there's also lace in here, and then there's knits and pearls, which would probably help with me getting my getting my Gansey together. Also this. And that's in this book. And then in this book, it's got a little bit more of like a textured effect. You have this with a yoke. Really, really pretty. And a little bit of lace in that. Let me see if I can show you stitches like these. Really, 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 really pretty. And then right next to it, you have the chart. So I'll be learning charts sometime soon. There's also edging, edges that you can do. Just really pretty stuff. And so when I'm trying to go to bed, instead of looking at my phone, which is never helpful, I just sort of whip these books out and just flip through them and get some inspiration. And that's been really helpful for just going to sleep, but also staying off my phone. I have such a hard time saying goodbye at the end of these episodes, and it is really kind of getting on my nerves now. Thank you so much for joining me. Let's start there. Thank you so much for joining me, okay? I appreciated it. If you liked this episode, like it. And subscribe if you want to come back. I'd love to have you. If you have any questions about today's episode or comments, please leave them down below. That's fantastic. And lastly, go to the library, get a book, meet some new people, go to Connect. It's a free, inclusive space. Enjoy it, okay? And until then, is that how that sentence goes? And until next time. Okay, you see, this is why I have a hard time. So, bye. And I'll see you at the next episode. Bye.